Since 1994, folks have trusted Neptune Radiator and Auto Repair with their automotive needs. From tires to tune-ups, we do everything except glass and bodywork. We're a complete auto care center. We service all makes and models. Let us be your one-stop shop. With over 40 years combined experience, we have ASE Master Mechanics. Call 620-231-5890 and ask for Jeff or Michelle. Neptune Auto Repair, 602 West 4th Street, Pittsburgh.
Hi, everybody. Tom Van Hoy with this week's edition of the Pitt State Football Showcase, brought to you by Neptune Auto Parts. This week with Pitt State junior safety Keeston Terry. Gorillas are 9-1, 7-1 of the MIAA, battling for a playoff spot at a Super Region 3. Finishing regular season play home with Missouri Southern on Saturday afternoon. 2 o'clock kick from Carney Smith Stadium. Southern, a solid season so far at 6-3 and 4-3 in league. Keeston, 6'3", 198. Second year at Pitt State after the transfer from the University of Kansas. Played high school football Blue Springs, Missouri in the Kansas City area. Played 3 games at KU in 2010 before a knee injury ended that year. The following season, played in 11 games for KU, including 10 starts, and was the 4th leading tackler for the Jayhawks then. Now a veteran presence in the secondary for Pitt State. Overall, how has the PSU defense played this year?
Definitely think we played pretty well. Been playing fast and physical and haven't been giving up a lot of big plays or anything like that, so I think we've been playing pretty well.
You know, your second year back there, is this expected? Did you think you guys would play like this year, like you are right now?
I wasn't really sure the expectations were. I knew we'd come back with a lot of people from the previous year, but I think we're just gelling a lot more than we did last year, and I definitely think you can tell that in our play.
How about the secondary in general, your guys back there? Do you think good communication, you're playing pretty well, you have pretty good continuity back there?
Yeah, I think we have very good communication, especially going through some injuries. We've had a lot of guys rotate in and out as far as the safety position and a few in the corners, but I think we have a very good secondary, and communication has been huge for us, and I think we've done that pretty well.
Well, Lindenwood last week, and what kind of challenge were they? Because that was a team you knew that was going to throw the football.
Right. We definitely knew it was a team that was going to throw the football. Majority of their formations were pass heavy, and they actually came out and ran the ball more than they have, I think, all year against us. Not real sure why. Maybe it's because of the 4-2-5 defense, but they presented some challenge in the vertical game. I think we handled that pretty well. I don't think we gave up too much yardage. And we kept them off the board for a while until about the fourth quarter.
You guys are pretty good on 4th down, weren't you?
Yeah, I think we were, 4 for 4, 5 for 5. Plus, we were really good down the goal line. We didn't give them any touchdowns in the first 3 quarters, so that was definitely real nice.
You know, you mentioned the 4-2-5 defense. For those that may not know, tell us a little bit about that alignment, 5 secondary players back there, and where you specifically play in your responsibilities.
Yeah, 4-2-5. Instead of having, usually base defenses have 4 3s or 3 4s, we play 4-2-5. So we have a gorilla backer, which is pretty much a hybrid safety / linebacker that plays more down the box. So we have also a weak side safety and a strong safety we'll play. I play the bandit, which is the weak side safety. We usually say about too high look most plays, but a lot of man stuff as far as the backside and things like that.
How do you feel this year versus 1 year ago when you came into the program and got a chance to play? Did that experience make a difference for you back there?
Yeah, definitely. Coming in as a new guy from the summer, I hadn't spent a spring here. It was kind of, I knew the gist of what we were doing as far as schematically wise and things like that, but just having the comfort of being around the guys and being more comfortable with the scheme helped out a lot being here the spring before that. So, definitely a lot more comfortable and playing a lot faster than I did last year, and also being healthy, really helps out as well. How
do you feel about this year's team versus the 1 year ago that didn't make the playoffs?
I think we're just a lot closer. I can't really tell why or how that happened. I just feel like we're just a more cohesive group this year than we were last year. And I think you can tell that as far as how we play and how excited we get on the field.
And you've got a great chance to get into the playoffs, and I know you're well aware of that. You guys talk about that at all, what you need to do, just continue to win to have that chance, huh?
Right. I'm sure it's in the back of most of our minds, but, really just focus on one game at a time, and the next game is most Southern. And as far as we only control what we can do right now, and that's to win and get a win this Saturday. So we'll see how things work out. If
you do get in, do you feel like this is a team that can make a run in the playoffs?
Definitely. Definitely think we got a big chance to make a run and get to the national title. We just, we keep that one-game mindset and go from there.
You mentioned Missouri Southern. That's the final regular season game coming up from the stadium, 2 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. Now, they'll pose a different dynamic for you, won't they, defensively, as they like to run the football?
Yeah, they run a triple option, I believe, and we played against it last year. I think we handled it pretty well last year, and hopefully we'll be able to handle it again this year, and we'll see how it goes.
Can you tell us a little bit about how you got to Pitt State? I think a lot of folks know that you started out at Kansas.
Yeah. Once Coach Gill was fired and Coach Weiss was hired, I just felt like that wasn't really the place for me after that hire. There's a couple differences. Just wasn't happy where I was at, and a couple things happened where I wasn't able to go other places, and I really sat down and thought about what would be a good place for me to go, and I knew I had friends here and good people who work hard here, so I reached out to Pittsburgh State, and they had interest in me, and this is how I ended up coming here. It is
a pretty amazing atmosphere for this level, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, there's nothing like it. As far as D2, as far as what I've experienced, anytime we go on the road, it's not to be disappointed, but we kind of figured that it's not going to be like at home, which makes it special to play here.
People may not know, but you're a pretty good receiver there out of Blue Springs, huh? If you win the Otis Taylor Award, that's pretty good. Were you ever thought to play on the offensive side, or have you always been a defensive guy at the collegiate ranks?
Well, it was as far as my high school coach, Coach Donahoe, he always told me it was possible that I could end up playing defense in college. But when I forgot my first year at KU, we were a little light on the defensive side as far as defensive backs, and they knew that I had a little experience in that area. And they transferred me over there, but there was plenty of times where I tried to battle to ask to get back on offense, but they just felt like they were more comfortable with me on defense at the time. And here, they gave me the opportunity, the choice to choose whether I wanted to be offense or defense, and I already figured since I put so much work into defense, I might just stick on the left side. But I don't know, maybe next year they'll throw me out of the slot or out wide or something, make some plays or something.
That's probably some motivation for you to pick one off, right? So you can run with it, huh?
Definitely.
So overall, I get the impression that it was a pretty good decision for you to come to Pittsburgh State, and you're enjoying your time there.
Oh yeah, definitely. I definitely feel like it was a really good decision, and I'm really happy with the choice I made. There's great people here, and it's a great atmosphere, and everybody's is behind each other, which is really positive.
Is it difficult to handle both the academic and athletic side at the collegiate level?
Yeah, it poses some difficulties. Like you get done with practice and you don't feel like doing homework and things like that. But if you time in, and that's probably the biggest thing. If you use your time wisely and get things done and not procrastinate, you'll be okay.
That's Pitt State junior safety Keeston Terry on this week's edition of the Pitt State Football Showcase, brought to you by Neptune Auto Service. Keeston, 52 tackles this year, third on PSU. Back of linebackers Nate Driley and Tyler Disney, 92 and 72 tackles respectively. Driley now the all-time leader in career tackles at Pitt State, passing Chris Brown with 9 last Saturday at Lindenwood, 471 in his career. Keeston, by the way, 9 games last year for PSU, 7 starts. He was honorable mention All-MIAA. So one more regular season game to go for Pitt State Saturday afternoon with Missouri Southern at home. 2 o'clock kick. Another important game as far as the playoffs are concerned. Need to be top 6 in Super Region 3 after Saturday to qualify for the playoffs. In Super Region 3 this year, the toughest and most competitive of the 4 regions in Division 2. I'm Tom Van Hoy.